Kondosan.
Once upon a time, there lived a rich merchant. He was so rich that he didn't even know how much money he had. This merchant had 3 daughters. 2 of them were selfish, lazy, and unkind, but the 3rd one was incredibly polite, generous, and loving. With her flowing brown hair and big green eyes, she was both beautiful and of good character, so her father simply called her Beauty. Beauty never wanted to upset her father. Her sisters, on the other hand, only thought of money, dresses, and jewels. This is why their father loved Beauty the most. One evening, Beauty dreamed of a tall, handsome, dark-haired prince. In her dream, she was wearing a marvelous dress while dancing with the prince. At the end of their dance, the prince gifted her a rose. When she woke up, she was still smiling and dancing with the effect of her dream. Her sisters watched in shock, filled with jealousy. Days went by, and one day, Beauty's father received terrible news. A powerful storm had destroyed all of the merchant's ships. They had all sunk and he had lost all his wealth.
We've lost everything, girls. The only thing we have left is this house. I'm very sorry.
Don't be sad, Father. Nothing really matters as long as we're all together. I'm going to pray every day for you to smile again and for your luck to turn. I hope that sometime soon we will be rich again.
Not long after, they received good news that one of their ships hadn't sunk. Upon hearing this news, their father, with joy, headed to the port.
We're probably safe now. We're rich again. After I sell all the merchandise, what would you like me to bring you?
Beautiful dresses and shoes.
Precious jewels. My dear father, just come back to us safe and sound. I don't want anything. But if you can bring me a red rose, I'll be very happy.
The merchant bid his girls farewell and went to the port. But when he arrived, he couldn't believe his eyes. The ship was destroyed and all the merchandise had fallen into the sea and was lost. So, nothing had changed. They were still poor. Sadly, on his way back home, without realizing, he entered the forest. For some time he tried to find the road, but at this point, he and his horse were both very tired. Suddenly, he spotted a light in the distance. It was getting dark, so he hurried and headed towards the light. A magnificent palace appeared before him. It was a palace with lights all around it and a huge garden. The palace had a mysterious feel. When the merchant arrived at the garden gates, they opened spontaneously. Going through a path with lots of trees, he reached the door of the palace, which also opened spontaneously. Though the merchant didn't understand what was going on, he went inside.
Good evening. Is anyone here?
He walked past the huge living room and other rooms, asking if anyone was home. He suddenly found himself before a table full of different types of food, desserts, and fruits. Since he was very hungry, he sat down and ate until he was full. Wandering in awe around the alluring rooms of the palace, he looked for a place to sleep. He found a beautiful bedroom on the top floor.
Well, there's nothing to do now. When the owners of the palace arrive, I'll thank them for everything.
He lay down on the bed and fell asleep. The next day, when he went downstairs, this time, he saw that a beautiful large breakfast table had been set for him.
I think that luck has found me again. There's even fresh juice. But I have to go now. Even if I didn't get to meet you, thank you very much. Goodbye.
He went out to the garden, and just as he approached the gates, he saw a beautiful red rose.
I'll take this rose for my daughter as a souvenir. Beauty will love it.
He picked the rose. At the same time, he heard a noise behind him. When he turned around, there was a monster. It was a scary monster, black hairy hands, huge mouth and eyes, and sharp teeth.
I did everything to make you stay comfortable. Aren't you ashamed of picking the flower without permission?
I'm sorry, sir. My intentions weren't bad. I have 3 girls. One of them asked me to bring back a rose for her. I picked it for my daughter. Please forgive me.
So you have 3 daughters then?
Yes, sir.
Well, I will only forgive you on one condition. One of your daughters must come and stay with me willingly. If no one comes, I will punish you very badly. Here, I'm giving you my fastest horse. I expect both of you within a week. If not, you will pay the price for your insolence.
The merchant, wanting so desperately to stay alive, climbed on the horse and went straight home. He explained to his daughters everything that had happened.
Which one of you will come with me there?
I can't live with the monster. Beauty is the one to be blamed. She should go.
Yes, it's her fault that Dad encountered this monster. She should go.
Okay, Father, don't be upset. I will go willingly, and I will save you.
My beautiful girl. You're going because of me. I'm so sorry.
Don't be sad, Father. Everything will be fine.
When they arrived at the palace, everything was the same as before. A fire was burning in the fireplace, the table was full of food, and bright lights were lit everywhere. Since they were both hungry from the long journey, they sat at the table and had dinner. Not long after that, the monster headed downstairs.
Good evening, and welcome. My name is Beast. Will you stay here with me?
Yes, sir. I wanted that rose. It's not my father's fault. He only wanted to bring me a gift.
Then your father will leave tomorrow, and you will stay here and be my friend.
The next day, Beauty's father left.
I'll miss you very much. Forgive me, my dear.
I'll miss you too. Please don't worry. Just take care of yourself.
Waving, she bid her father farewell from the garden gates. Days went by, but she was incredibly sad. She cried every day. One night as she was crying, "What will I do with the beast? How will I get used to this?" he appeared before her.
Good evening. How are you? Is your room comfortable? Do you need anything? Your wish is my command. But you coming here at your own will has made me incredibly happy. If only you liked me a little. Is it because I'm ugly?
Beauty always told him the truth.
I don't like you, but I've gotten used to you.
Just wait and see. One day I'll make you like me. You won't see the ugliness of my face, but you'll see the kindness of my heart. That's what's important.
They were actually becoming quite good friends. They played piano together and sang songs. They wandered around the garden and fed the birds. Beauty realized that Beast wasn't as ugly as she thought he was. In fact, she had started to like him. One night, she dreamed of her father and saw he had become really ill. The next morning,
Good morning. Last night I saw my father in my dream. He was very ill. Please let me go and visit my father for a week. I've missed him so much. Will you let me?
Okay then. Exactly 1 week. If you go over 1 week and not come back, I will die here. Don't forget that.
I promise. I'll see him and come right back.
Then let's put this magical heart-shaped medallion on your neck.
If you make a wish while holding it tightly, it will come true.
they parted in this way.
I want to go to my father.
She arrived at her father's house. Her father was so pleased to see her that he started feeling better almost immediately.
I missed you so much, Beauty.
I miss you too, Father.
Her sisters didn't understand what just happened and how she just suddenly arrived. They were still jealous of Beauty. Beauty told her father everything. That she was now happy and that he shouldn't be sad anymore. She stayed a week at her father's house without realizing how time passed by. One day, she saw Beast in her dream lying on the floor. Thinking that he had died, she became incredibly frightened. It dawned on her that she was late by one day. She felt guilty because she hadn't kept her promise.
He told me that if I stayed over a week that he would die. What selfishness this is! If something happened to him because of me, I will never be able to forgive myself.
She immediately bid her father and sisters farewell, took the medallion in her hand, holding it tightly, kissed it and made her wish. She found herself in Beast's palace. Beast was on the floor with his eyes closed. Helpless, Beauty had no idea what to do.
I shouldn't have left you alone. Please forgive me.
Beauty, thinking that she had lost Beast, kept on crying. Suddenly, Beast opened his eyes.
I finally realized how much I love you.
Can you really love someone as ugly as me?
Of course. I will never part with you again.
Then will you marry me?
Yes, yes.
Suddenly, with a blinding light, Beast's face started to change. A handsome prince took his place. He was tall with thick dark hair.
Oh, you're the prince that I was dancing with in my dream.
Yes, an evil witch turned me into the beast. The only way for the spell to be broken was if a girl accepted my hand in marriage despite my ugliness. Thank you for saving me, Beauty.
Not long after that, the prince and Beauty got married. They brought her merchant father and her sisters to the palace as well. They lived happily ever after. This was a victory of inner beauty. Once upon a time, in a very beautiful country, there lived a kind king and queen that everyone loved. Their only wish was to have a daughter. One day, their wish came true, and their daughter came into the world. They organized a feast to celebrate the event. All the kings and queens of other kingdoms, all the townspeople, and the 12 fairies of the country were invited. As part of the celebration, everyone presented their gift to the newborn princess. When it was the fairies' turn, each of them made a wish using their magical wands. There were exactly 12 fairies.
May life bring you everlasting happiness.
Let your beauty be spoken of all across the lands.
Let this princess be a very clever girl.
Let her always be generous to our people.
Suddenly, the entire hall started to shake. As everyone watched in awe, there was a high-pitched sound. The wicked fairy was the 13th fairy. They especially hadn't invited her to the party. Furious, the wicked fairy approached the crib and pushed aside the 12th good fairy that still hadn't made her wish.
So, I'm the only one that wasn't invited, I see. Well, even if I wasn't invited, I also have a wonderful gift for the princess. On her 16th birthday, the princess will prick her finger on a needle and die.
Staring at the wicked fairy, the king and queen begged the good fairy to do something. Please, do whatever it takes to break this curse, good fairy.
Unfortunately, my queen, I cannot remove the curse that the wicked fairy has cast, but I can at least lighten it. When the princess pricks her finger with the needle, she won't die. She will sleep for 100 years. She will only be awakened with the kiss of a prince. That's all I can do.
The king immediately prohibited the use of needles and had them removed from his kingdom. He ordered his guards to watch over the princess until she grew up. The good fairy's wishes had come true. The princess turned out to be a beautiful, well-mannered young girl. In the palace, she could only wander around the garden with the fairies. Her father always watched over her. On the day of her 16th birthday, the princess was locked up in a room to stop the curse from happening. Everyone was very anxious. If nothing happened until sunset, the curse would be lifted. The princess was bored and wanted to open the window to catch some fresh air. Outside, the weather was beautiful. As she opened the window, she saw a raven with a little box in its beak. The bird placed the box on the windowsill and flew away. It was such a beautifully decorated box that the princess couldn't resist her curiosity. She opened the box and saw a glowing diamond ring. She thought it was a birthday gift from the fairies, so she put it on her finger. But a little needle was hidden underneath the diamond. So, when the needle pricked her, the princess fell into her 100-year slumber. The bird that had brought the box to the princess was the raven of the wicked fairy. When they couldn't hear any sound from the princess's room for some time, the king became anxious and went to check on her.
My girl, you haven't said anything. Open the doors so I can see you. Be patient. There's only 2 hours left until sundown and the curse will be broken.
The king couldn't get a reply, so he unlocked the door and entered the room. To his surprise, he found his daughter lying on the floor.
My queen! Guards! Run! My princess has fallen asleep! It's a disaster! A disaster!
When they saw the ring on the princess's finger, the upset king and queen immediately realized what had happened. The wicked fairy had tricked the princess into pricking her own finger, fulfilling the curse.
Good fairy, do something, please. Either awake her or let us all sleep and awake with her. We can start our lives again when she wakes up in 100 years. How can we live without her?
To cast this spell, we have only till sunset. We have little time, but I'll do it. First, let's get the princess into a beautiful bed.
They immediately carried her to her room. They laid her in a bed covered with flowers in her most beautiful gown. The king and queen sat in their thrones. The servants waited where they stood. The birds, cats, and dogs. Everyone was ready. And the good fairy cast her most powerful spell yet.
Let everyone in the palace fall asleep along with the princess and awake with her.
With a wave of her hand, everyone in the palace fell asleep. The palace was to be known as the Palace of Sleeping Beauty from then on. As years passed, the palace was covered with thorns and vines. No one could enter anymore. Many years passed. One day, as the prince was wandering around with his soldiers, he noticed the palace covered in vines.
There it is. This must be Sleeping Beauty's castle, the one my mum always told me about when I was younger. Look, It is completely covered with vines.
He took out his sword at once and started cutting down the vines. He fought his way through and made it to the door of the castle. When he entered, he was speechless by what he saw. The king and queen in their thrones and the people of the palace all sleeping in some place. They were all lying still. He started wandering through all the rooms of the palace, trying to find the princess.
I'm going to find you, beautiful princess. I'll save you. I will lift the curse.
The prince was frantic, running around trying to find the princess's room. Finally, he came across a magnificent door in the tower. He opened it slowly and found the incredibly beautiful princess asleep on a bed of flowers.
My goodness, how beautiful she is. It's as if she fell asleep yesterday. Her flowers still smell wonderful.
The prince couldn't bear to see the princess sleeping like an angel, so he gave her a kiss on the cheek. At that moment, the princess woke up. When she saw the handsome prince standing before her, she asked,
What happened? Am I still dreaming?
No, my princess, you aren't dreaming any longer. The curse has been broken. Please, give me your hand. Let me help you get up from this bed.
The princess gave her hand to the prince and got up. When the curse was broken, everyone woke up from their sleep. The king, queen, servants, cats, dogs, and flowers in the garden all came to life again. There was nothing left of the vines and thorns. The king and queen ran to their daughter's room in excitement.
Good heavens, what a beautiful day! I'm so happy. My daughter and the whole palace have awoken from their sleep.
They hugged joyfully. The prince promptly kneeled before the king.
My king, I would like to marry your daughter. With your permission, may I ask for her hand in marriage?
My dear prince, we are so very happy. I would be honored if you were my groom.
My dear princess, I've waited for this moment my whole life. Will you marry me?
Yes! You are the prince I have seen in my dreams.
They invited all the fairies and got married with a magnificent wedding. They lived happily ever after. And what happened to the wicked fairy? After she found out what was going to happen to her, she escaped to a faraway land. Once upon a time, there lived a family who had a daughter named Cinderella. They were a very happy family. However, once their kind-hearted mother suddenly passed away, their happiness came to an end. Cinderella's father married another woman soon after. The woman had 2 spoiled and spiteful daughters. They were just as unkind as their mother. They all came to live in the house. Cinderella now had 2 stepsisters and a stepmother. Everyone loved Cinderella, who was incredibly kind and beautiful. She had long blonde hair, ocean blue-colored eyes, and delicate feet and hands. She was a girl who enjoyed helping everyone around her, cooked delicious meals, loved plants, and protected animals. Out of jealousy, the stepsisters made sure to make Cinderella's life miserable. They made her do all the housework and used her as the housemaid. Her only friend was a tabby cat. When she finished her chores, she would take her cat on her lap, sit by the fireplace, and tell him about her misfortune. She always told him how much she missed her mother. That's why Cinderella was nicknamed Cindercat. Unfortunately, soon after, her father died too. The stepsisters and stepmother gave Cinderella a room in the attic.
You can't stay on the same floor as us. You're better suited up there.
Please, let me and my cat get warmed up by the fireplace.
Only after we go to bed. The ashes of the fireplace should be enough for you. Your clothes are ripped and torn. We don't want to see you around.
Poor Cinderella accepted her fate. Every night she would sit next to the fireplace and try to warm herself with the cinders left in it. One day, a soldier stopped by their home to invite all girls who were of age to marry to a ball at the palace.
Our king is to leave his throne to his son. The only condition is for him to marry a suitable girl. How many girls are there in this house who are of age?
Joyously, the mother presented her own 2 daughters.
I have 2 beautiful girls.
Then who is that girl that I see in the kitchen wiping the floors?
She's a housemaid. How could we bring her to the palace?
It doesn't matter. I must write her name down as well.
Even if you write her name down, it won't matter. She has no clothes or shoes to wear. Go ahead, write it down.
Cinderella begged her stepmother.
Please, give me one of my sister's dresses, so I can come too.
No, you will not go. You will clean the floors until we come back. Do you think the prince will choose you over my daughters, the Cindercat?
The 3 of them mocked Cinderella and chased her away. Finally, the day of the ball arrived.
Ooh!
All dressed up, they went to the ball and left Cinderella behind. Cinderella cried hopelessly. Right at that moment, a glowing fairy appeared before Cinderella.
Don't worry, I'll get you to the ball.
Who are you?
I'm the good fairy who helps kind-hearted girls. Your mother has sent me here to help you. She is watching over you from above. Let's get to it. Find me a large pumpkin and 6 mice.
Cinderella did what the fairy asked of her right away. She brought the pumpkin, and the mice in her room, who were already her friends, came running to help. With the wand in her hand, the fairy turned the pumpkin into a fantastic carriage. 4 mice into white horses, 1 mouse into a coachman, and 1 into a footman. Finally, it was Cinderella's turn. The fairy touched her head with her wand and turned her into a wonderful princess.
Remember, don't stay past midnight. The spell will break after 12 o'clock. You must leave the ball before 12. Good luck.
Cinderella got in the carriage and went straight to the palace. As soon as she entered the ballroom, everyone stared at her and held their breath. They were curious to learn who she was. She must be a princess from another country. They asked themselves who else would arrive in such a magnificent carriage and wear exquisite jewels. The prince, who saw Cinderella, came up to her immediately.
My lady, will you dance with me?
With pleasure, His Royal Highness.
It was love at first sight. The prince danced with Cinderella all night. The king and queen also really liked Cinderella. This girl would suit us and our palace as well. She's noble and beautiful. We have found our bride. All the other girls at the ball, including the stepmother and stepsisters, were huffing and puffing with jealousy.
Where do you come from? Where do you live? What's your name?
Time passed by really quickly. Cinderella, who saw that it was almost 12 o'clock, left the prince unexpectedly and ran out of the palace. As she hurried down the palace stairs, she lost one of her glass shoes. But because she was in such a hurry, she left it behind, got in the carriage, and went home. At exactly midnight, everything turned into what it was before. The prince, who had run after Cinderella, was in complete shock. He hadn't been able to catch up to her, but he found her glass shoe on the stairs. When Cinderella came home, she was surprised at what she saw. The house was sparkling clean. There was even a hot soup brewing on the stove. The fairy had sorted this out too. When Cinderella went to her room, she was very sad.
But what now? I'll never be able to see the prince again.
Don't worry. Everything will be okay.
Meanwhile, the prince thought only about the beautiful girl who had run away from the ball.
I must find her. I will take no other as my queen. Tomorrow we will try this shoe on every girl's foot that attended the ball last night and across the city. If the shoe fits someone, then that girl will be my queen.
The next day, soldiers walked door to door and asked all the girls who had attended the ball to try on the glass shoe. Everyone wore the shoe with excitement, but it didn't fit anyone. Finally, it was time for Cinderella's home. Everyone was incredibly excited. The stepsisters spent hours massaging and creaming their feet in order to shorten them. And they locked Cinderella in the attic. Yet, the shoe didn't fit either of the sisters' feet.
Come on.
Just as the soldiers were about to leave, they heard a sound from upstairs. Cinderella had managed to catch their attention by knocking down a cupboard.
What's that sound? Who's upstairs?
The house cat. There's no one.
No cat can make such a noise. Don't lie. Let's go upstairs and have a look.
Immediately.
Huh?
They got Cinderella out of the locked room and asked her to try on the glass shoe.
Oh.
The shoe fit perfectly. Cinderella showed them the other pair. The soldiers knew that they had found the princess and ran to the palace to deliver the good news. The prince joyously arrived at Cinderella's house and recognized her right away.
Will you marry me and be my princess?
Having received the answer as yes, he took her to the palace.
Everything
Cinderella
happened just
told him
like I
about
told you,
everything that had happened to
and
her.
everything was fine.
I am
They got
so
married
happy
with a
to
wedding
be
lasting
your husband.
40 days and 40 nights. The first thing Cinderella did was to have her tabby cat brought to the palace. They lived happily ever after, and the good fairy looked over them at all times. Once upon a time, 7 little goats lived happily and peacefully with their mother in a little town. This town was surrounded by green mountains, where all creatures lived in peace and happiness. They always enjoyed sunny days that warmed everyone's hearts. Every animal in the town was hard-working. Mother Goat was this cute town's doctor. The 7 little goats went to school with their friends every morning.
I'm so excited today.
Me too! The results for the scout auditions are finally here.
I want to be a scout and go camping.
I wonder if our teacher is going to choose all of us.
I think he will. We are the ones who want to be scouts the most.
The 7 little goats entered the school garden.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, kids. I will read the results of the auditions without delaying any longer.
The selections were made. The 7 little goats were picked because they were so eager to get in, and they did their research about scouting.
It's important that you have everything you need. I want you to get prepared according to the list I'm giving you now.
Yes, teacher.
A week seemed to go slowly for the little goats. In the meantime, they gathered everything their teacher had said. Camping day finally arrived.
Yay! We're going camping today.
We've got everything ready, right?
Kids, I have a surprise for you. Since there's always a probability of accidents happening at the campsite, your teacher asked me to come along too.
Yay!
They all met with their friends at school to leave for the camp.
All right, kids, if everyone ready, we can leave.
Yes, teacher.
They reached the camping area after an hour's walk. Everyone split into groups and set up their tents.
It's such a beautiful place. So green. So many butterflies.
Yes, I love chasing after butterflies.
All right, kids, you all must be so tired. Let's prepare some food together and eat.
The campfire was lit. It was time for every little scout's favourite, cooking in the campfire. Everyone sat by the fire and listened to the scoutmasters telling stories. They all had so much fun. Everyone was so tired that as soon as they finished their meals, they went into their tents and fell asleep. Three little goats woke up with the first rays of sunlight. They decided to scout the area nearby.
I saw very nice fruit trees on the way here. I think we can pick some fruits for breakfast.
All right, but we shouldn't go too far.
The three little goats left the campsite without making a sound.
You see that butterfly over there?
Yes, it has great colors. I love how it flutters.
Did you see the fruit trees? The cherries look delicious.
Let's pick them and head back.
Just then, they heard a rustling among the bushes. Startled, they all looked in that direction.
Aunt Gazelle is here too. I wonder what she's doing here.
Shush! I think I saw a big gray silhouette.
Oh no! It's the big bad wolf!
We can warn her by throwing the fruits.
Gazelle realized something was off and saw Wolf. She got away in fear. At that moment, Wolf noticed the little goats. They started throwing the fruits towards Wolf's direction.
What are you doing here, you little brats?
We just came to pick some fruits.
We have to head back now.
Our mother and our teacher must be looking for us by now.
Is that so? Your mother and your teacher will look for you a little longer. You should have thought about this before scaring Gazelle away.
Bad Wolf lunged to capture the 3 little goats. But the little goats were faster and managed to escape. Except for one.
Oh no! We have to save our brother!
Okay, but how can only the 2 of us do it? We don't know where Bad Wolf is taking our brother. How we will find them?
You're right. We have to go back immediately and get help.
Meanwhile, everyone at the campsite had woken up. Mother Goat and the teacher realized that the 3 little goats were missing and went to look for them with others. Just as the little goats argued about what they should do, they heard the voice of their mum and their teacher.
Mom! Mommy! Teacher!
We couldn't save our brother. Bad Wolf has him.
We have to go after them. They went this way.
All right. We must keep calm. We should act as fast as possible.
They went in the direction Bad Wolf had gone. They were thinking about how to trick Wolf and save the little goat on the way. Thankfully, the campsite was on a high place. So it wasn't so hard for them to pick up Wolf's trail. They followed him stealthily at a distance.
Come on, inside.
Please, let me go. I'll never be in your way again. Everyone is probably worried.
Quiet now. You should have thought about this before. It's too late now.
While they tried to devise a plan, they ran into the lion. Lion was chief of police, so they were happy to see him and told him what had happened.
Bad Wolf, I've been on his tail for some time now. I haven't been able to catch him red-handed.
We are so happy to see you.
We should approach quietly. Wolf's ears are so acute. If he hears us, he may get away again.
We are so close. I can hear his voice. Oh, my baby must be so afraid.
Now listen to me, little goats. I need you to knock on the door. Wolf will be so happy to see you and let you in. I'll sneak around the house and enter through the window. Mother Goat and teacher, wait at the front door not to let him get away. Who is it?
We are lost. Could you let us in?
Wolf's eyes twinkled. Today must be my lucky day, he thought.
Oh, how nice to have such guests. Come on inside, there's no need to be afraid. See, your brother is here too.
The little goats walked towards the room. At that moment, Lion watched them through the window and waited for the right opportunity. The wolf had a wicked grin on his face and he drooled all over the floor.
I got you all now.
Mother Goat and Teacher knocked on the door on Lion's signal.
What now? How many more little goats are there?
Just as Wolf was about to open the door, Lion lunged at him. Wolf managed to escape his grip.
I've been after you for some time, Bad Wolf. Come here!
This is not fair! Where did you come from now?
As Wolf ran, trying to escape from Lion, one of the little goats extended his leg in front of Wolf. He tripped over it and fell.
The power of little goats. Come on, let's get Bad Wolf.
All at once, the little goats attacked Wolf. Some pulled his tail and others bit his ear and nose. The lion took the wolf from the little goats. He subdued him and locked him up in the cage.
It's over, Bad Wolf. You'll never hurt anybody again.
Where are you going to take him?
Somewhere he can think about what he's done and cannot hurt anyone till he comes to his senses.
Thank you. You saved them.
Don't thank me. Thank those kids. They're intelligent and very brave, not to mention they make a good team.
The lion walked away with Wolf. The little scouts went back to the campsite and had a fun time. Of course, now they never go far away from their mum. Once upon a time, Mother Goat and her 7 little goats lived happily in a seacoast town with lush vegetation. The 7 little goats walked to school happily every morning. They held hands as they walked to school.
What's going on?
School trip! School trip!
School trip? Where?
To a faraway place, Paris.
Paris? As in Paris, France.
Yes!
The little goats were so excited about this trip that they couldn't wait to go home and give their mother the good news.
Whoever gets home first tells our mother the news.
They all ran home as fast as they could, and when they finally arrived, their hearts were pounding loud.
Mom! Mom!
What's going on?
There's a school trip to Paris.
That's great. You should do some research about Paris at once.
Where can we get information on Paris, Mommy?
We'll look for some information on the internet.
The next day, they printed out the information and read it.
Whoa! The world's largest museum is in Paris, and it's called Louvre.
We have to visit it for sure.
But we can't see every inch of it.
Why not?
It's as big as 10 soccer fields. If we looked at every piece of artwork for a minute, it would take us 73 days to see everything. But there's one masterpiece we must see, Mona Lisa.
Wow, I'm so excited!
How about this? There are 470,000 trees in Paris. That's a lot.
Also, there are 173 museums and 450 parks. Such a city of culture.
Let's not forget the Eiffel Tower and Notre Dame. Millions of tourists visit these places every year.
I was just reading about it.
We must definitely see both.
Let's add these to our notes. We'll give them to our teacher tomorrow.
The little goats jotted down the information until late that evening. Next morning, they told their teacher about what they had learned.
Good job, kids. I'll create our itinerary based on your notes.
The time for their Paris trip had finally arrived. The little goats went to bed early that night, but they couldn't sleep. They tossed and turned in their beds. They went to the airport. They were so excited to get on the plane for the first time.
Yay! We're flying!
The flight was uneventful. The students chatted. Just then, one of the little goats couldn't help noticing a familiar face sitting in the back row, trying to disguise himself. When she looked closely, she realized it was Bad Wolf. He was wearing a fake moustache and glasses, but his long ears and sharp teeth gave him away.
Hey, look at the back row without being too obvious. Isn't that the Bad Wolf?
No way! What is he doing here?
I wonder what he's up to.
Oh no! They probably recognized me. What are these little ghosts doing here anyway? I have to hide now.
The Bad Wolf crawled out of his seat and to the lavatory. He didn't come out until the plane landed. As soon as they arrived in Paris, they went to their hotel. The Bad Wolf stalked them as he smiled maliciously.
So we meet again. Have fun while you can, you miserable little ghost. He who laughs last laughs best.
The first stop of the trip was the Eiffel Tower. They stood under the tower with mouths agape because of the tower's height.
It looks much better than in books.
Let's climb the tower and watch the scenery.
The scenery from atop was beautiful, and everything looked so tiny. After they ate some food, they went straight to the Louvre Museum.
Why is it so crowded, teacher?
Museums are places filled with valuable pieces, so people like to visit them. Museums shed light upon world history.
After waiting in a queue, they bought tickets and entered the museum. The bad wolf was not far behind as he stalked them closely. The little goats roamed the museum. The little goats roamed the museum. They stopped before every piece and shared the information with their friends. Their teacher was so proud of them. At the end of such a delightful museum visit, they stopped in front of the most valuable piece in the museum, the Mona Lisa painting. The bad wolf used the crowd to his advantage to get even closer to the little goats. One of the little goats was telling her friend about Mona Lisa.
You miserable little goats! Now you're done!
I knew it! It was the bad wolf back on the plane!
The little goat scampered away, screaming, and the scene was chaotic. Mayhem broke out, as other visitors in the museum also joined in, not knowing what was going on. But the bad wolf stayed put. His true intentions were different. Taking advantage of the stampede, he stole the Mona Lisa painting and tried to run for the exit. He wanted to sell the painting so he could become rich. In the confusion, nobody saw Bad Wolf stealing the painting. However, the youngest of the little goats saw what had happened. He knew he had to stop the big bad wolf.
Brothers, sisters, follow my voice so you can find me.
The other little goats heard the youngest goat's voice and immediately went to him.
Are you okay? Did that wretch hurt you?
No, he is not here to hurt us.
Whoa, why is he running away? What's that in his hand?
His plan was to use us to create diversion and steal that valuable painting.
We have to bring the painting back.
What does the wolf hate the most?
Taking a bath, of course. We all know how stinky he is.
Then let's give him a bath.
How?
You've got your slingshot with you?
Yes.
How about your marbles?
Of course.
Listen to me closely then.
After they finished scheming their plan, two little goats ran after the wolf. The goat that had the slingshot shot a marble at the fire sprinklers in the hallway where the wolf was running. The sprinklers went off as soon as the marble hit. The wolf was caught by surprise.
What's going on? Where did all this water come from? I hate getting wet.
The other marble coming from the slingshots triggered another sprinkler. The floor was flooded. The bad wolf slipped and fell to the ground, along with the painting. The museum guards arrested the wolf right away. Leonardo da Vinci's famous painting, the Mona Lisa, was hung back to its original place. Later that day, the museum's manager gave a speech to congratulate the 7 little goats for their heroic act and presented them with beautiful gifts. When they returned to their town, their mother and townspeople were so proud of them. They carried the little goats on their shoulders to the school. And what about the bad wolf? At first, he stayed in the hospital for a long time. He was charged with grand theft, so, as punishment, he had to mop the museum floors for a whole year. He regretted what he'd done, but it was too late. Once upon a time, 7 little goats lived happily with their mother in a cute green town where the sun was always bright. The 7 little goats went to the town school every day. They loved the school, their teacher, and their friends. One day, before classes began, they started playing volleyball in the garden.
Come on, pass it me!
Oh! Score! Hooray!
Great! We scored!
No! You cheated!
No, we didn't. We are right.
Kids, please calm down. There's no need to be unpleasant towards each other. Gather around. I've got some good news for you. We'll start playing matches in big cities in order to qualify for the National League.
Yay!
We'll have to train harder from now on. Our first match is next week. Remember that. You must play like a team if you want to win.
We will keep that in mind!
The 7 little goats got their backpacks excitedly and went home.
Hello, kids!
Mom, guess what happened today?
What happened? Tell me, but one at a time, please. Mommy, our coach told us we'll play against other schools next week in order to play in the National League. This is great news. I'm so proud of you kids. Now, I'll prepare your favorite meal.
Hooray!
In the meantime, do your homeworks. Do not waste any time.
A week went by. They were ready for the match after having trained hard every day. They decided to do one last practice match with a neighboring town's team.
All right, everybody ready? You're going to be late for school. You've got your equipment, right, kids?
Yes, Mom!
Don't worry.
The little goats walked to school. Reminding one another about their tasks and what to do in the match.
All right, kids. I believe in you. You trained so hard and trusted each other. Now we'll play our last practice match.
Meanwhile, Wolf was plotting a scheme. He didn't like team games because he always wanted to steal the spotlight.
If you're ready, let's begin our last practice match.
Yes!
The match was going well, but then Bad Wolf spiked the ball intentionally and hit one of the little goat's face so hard that the little goat fell to the ground. They stopped the match. Everybody got worried and they circled the little goat.
Step aside, kids. The doctor will examine him now. Everything's going to be okay.
The doctor examined the little goat. The kid was recovering from the blow. Don't worry, kids. It's nothing serious. He just needs some rest. He can play again in 3 days.
I can play in his place. I'm much better than him anyway.
I'm all right. Don't worry about me. I got hit on the face, but I don't remember the rest.
I know what happened. I've had my eye on you for a while. You only think about yourself and do not believe in teamwork. I don't want any players hurting one another. I don't tolerate such behavior. I won't have bad sportsmanship in my team. Therefore, you cannot play in our team.
Wolf didn't know what to do. He packed his things without saying a word and walked away.
Now we are short a player, but do not fret. Our substitute players have trained as hard as you have and are ready for the match.
Thank you, Coach. I'll do my best.
The little goats went home excitedly. They ate dinner and went to bed. They dreamed of the championship.
Come on, kids. It's time to get up. Today, it's your first match of the championship.
Mommy, we are not late, are we?
No, dear. Don't worry. There's still time.
Mom, I can't find my sneakers. We packed our things last night, remember?
Mom,
we are
ready.
I wish you good luck. I believe you'll win as long as you believe in yourselves and the importance of teamwork. Love you all.
It was time for the match. The little goats played well on the court and won the match.
Yay!
We are
such a great
team!
Our little brother was not bad at all.
You did better than I expected, children. Congratulations! We have 5 more important matches ahead of us. There will be 1 match every week, and each time we'll play on a different court. Now, let's go back to the town and keep training for the championship.
Mommy, we want a match.
That's great news. I'm so happy, kids. I'm so proud of you.
We play 1 match every week. I'm so tired that I just want to go to bed. But I'm also starving.
Of course, it's not easy what you did. You used up all your energy. Food is ready. Let's set the table together and eat.
Weeks passed by quickly. The little goats won every match. They were eagerly awaiting the final match. Meanwhile, Bad Wolf refused to stay on the sidelines. So, he managed to get a player position in the final match.
I can't wait to see the little goats' faces when they see me on the court. Fortunately, I found a coach who knows what a good player I am. I'm going to teach them a lesson this time.
The day of the final match was here. The coach huddled the players to give them a few strategies.
Do you see what I'm seeing?
I can't believe it! How did this happen?
This is the championship match, kids. Don't let anything bring you down.
Now I'm going to show you the real champion.
The match started and Bad Wolf, with the advantage of his height, began to score for his team. The poor little goats could neither get any points nor could they prevent Wolf from scoring. When the first set was over, the opponent team was crushing the little goats team.
We have to do something or we'll lose the game.
What can we do? Didn't you see how Wolf strikes the ball with such anger?
You're overlooking something, kids.
What?
Wolf is the only active player in the opponent team.
So,
if you all play to stop Wolf, you can beat them. But you need teamwork for that. Remember, a volleyball match consists of 3 sets. We've got 2 more sets. I have a plan. Now listen carefully.
The second set began. Wolf had the ball, and when he went to strike the ball, he was immediately met with the block. He was dumbfounded and the little goat scored the point. Whenever the players of the opponent team tried to step in, Wolf yelled at them to pass the ball to him. The little goats already knew what they had to do. The opponent's team's players got so mad at Wolf that they stepped off the court and left the match.
I've never seen anything like this before.
so much for teamwork!
Wolf was left alone on the court and the little goats won the match easily. Wolf realized his mistake, but it was too late. The little goats held the trophy above their heads proudly. They understood the importance of teamwork that day and went back to their town happily. Once upon a time, Genius Goat, Panda Bear and Wolf were playing hide and seek on the farm.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready or not, here I come.
Genius and Panda hid so well that they were sure Wolf wouldn't find them.
Where are they? Genius, you are behind the hay bales. I found you. And Panda, you're on the tree.
Huh? How?
He found us again. How did he do that?
The game is boring when you can find us that fast.
Okay, I'll be it for the last time, but this time no complaining. You'll be it if you lose.
Okay, deal.
I'm counting. 10, 9, 8.
Oh, wait. Wolf won't find me here.
And I will hide here. What is Wolf holding? What's in his hand?
Genius Goat realized Wolf had cheated. It turns out Wolf was recording everything with his phone.
Two, 1, 0. Ready or not, here I come. Genius Goat, you are in the barn. Panda, You are in the coop!
That's impossible.
Wolf, are you cheating? If you are cheating, this won't end well.
No? What do you mean? You should hide in a better place!
What's the matter, genius?
Look, he's recording us. That's why he found us.
He's cheating? I'll show him.
No. I have a better idea.
Come on, no deal breaking! You are it this time!
Okay, I am it. 10, 9, 8.
The game started again, and Genius Goat and Panda Bear had to stall the wolf for their plan. Panda pretended she didn't see the wolf. She needed to buy time for Genius Goat. Genius Goat shouted to Panda Bear behind the bushes and signalled that everything was according to plan.
Wolf, I saw you.
Okay, Wolf, now you are it.
That's fine. I can find you again using my amazing abilities.
Wolf started counting.
2, 1, I'm coming!
Wolf looked at the camera.
Huh? What is this?
Wolf thought there was something wrong with his camera. When he turned back, he couldn't believe what he saw. Panda Bear and Genius Goat were everywhere.
What's this? What's happening? They are everywhere! Have I gone mad?
What's the matter, Wolf? Who's everywhere? Panda and I are here.
What is happening to me?
Is there a problem?
I have something urgent I need to do. I should go. Mama, I'm going crazy. They're everywhere.
Ha 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 ha. That's what you get for cheating. Ha 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 ha.
That will teach him never to cheat again.
Genius Goat and Panda Bear had asked their siblings to wear the same clothes and to put on some makeup, so they all looked the same. When the wolf saw 7 goats and 7 pandas, he thought there was something wrong with his eyes.
Don't be scared, Wolf. Come back. We played a prank on you because you cheated.
No! Mama!
That night, everyone on the farm was watching television anxiously, yet intriguingly.
Dear viewers, according to a statement by a scientific committee, a giant meteorite is approaching Earth.
Inventor Goat was among those watching TV.
Oh, what if we can't prevent it from crashing? What if we disappear as the dinosaurs did?
The meteorite is expected to fall into the ocean at around 10 tomorrow night. Do not panic, as emergency personnel has been mobilized. Please do not leave your home.
Oh no! What shall we do?
Inventor Goat was so focused on the problem that she didn't pay attention to the news anymore.
I must do something. I have to do something.
Inventor Goat knew that if she came up with a plan, she'd solve the problem.
Ouch! What just hit me?
Sorry, Inventor, we're playing tennis. and I missed my shot.
A bump? A ball? A racket? I've got it!
At that moment, Inventor Goat had a great idea, so she headed to her workshop excitedly. When she got to the workshop, an unexpected guest awaited.
Oh, Mommy, is it coming already? I hope not. Is it here? No, not yet.
The wolf's umbrella was so funny looking that Inventor Goat couldn't help but laugh.
Hello, Wolf! What are you doing with this umbrella in this weather?
My dear friend, you know how much I love you. We are best friends, right?
You must want something because you're buttering me up.
Come on! You're the smartest of the goats!
Tell me, what do you want?
I was going to ask you to fix my umbrella. I don't want a meteorite to fall on my head in the evening.
Don't be silly. An umbrella won't protect you.
Well, but how come? I mean, well, explain it to me.
I have a great idea.
As soon as Wolf entered the workshop, he looked from side to side, searching for something to stop the meteorite.
So, there's nothing here?
What's not here?
A giant umbrella, or a slingshot, or a meteor repellent, that sort of thing.
Wolf, get out. Please, I must focus on my work to save us from this meteorite. Okay?
Sure, I'll go hide under a tree. Wait, under a tree.
Yeah.
As soon as the wolf left, Inventor rolled up her sleeves and drew some designs. While she is working on her project, Wolf got tired of waiting under the tree. So he came back to see what Inventor was doing.
Can you leave me alone, please?
I'm so bored outside. Let me see, please. You are building a spaceship to avoid the meteorite, huh? Nice.
Come on, help me carry this out.
Inventor Goat started assembling the parts according to her blueprints. Wolf was following Inventor's instructions. Finally, they finished.
It looks great. We finished it just in time before the meteorite hits.
Inventor Goat was extremely proud of her invention.
You will take me too?
No, nobody will get in it.
Really? Are you going alone? I can navigate if you want.
No driver needed. There's an automatic pilot.
Wolf didn't believe her. He thought she would go in the spaceship alone. So he decided to hijack it.
Oh, nice! Nobody on the farm could have built such a spacecraft. You're very smart, my friend. We should celebrate this. Come on, bring some of that good lemonade you made. Let us drink something. To you, my friend.
Well, we have some time. Sure.
Well done, Wolf. You did it again. Yes, I will sit here. Yes. Ready for departure. 3.
Stop! What are you doing?
You can't stop me. I'm going away. too.
Hurry! Get off quickly!
No, because you'll go without me. Now I'm gonna leave you here. 1.
Oh, Wolf! What have you done?
Oh, here's the meteorite. It's coming. Coming earlier than expected.
Oh, what's that? Move over, spaceship. You're going over the meteorite. Wrong direction. I'm telling you to turn. Aye!
Hooray! We're saved!
Ow! Aye! Oh, Mommy! Stop that! Stop that, Mommy! Oh, Mommy! Oh!
When the shuttle's mission was completed, it returned to the farm.
What have I done? What happened to me?
Oh, my friend. You brought this on yourself. Look at you. Yay! Wolf saved us! Wolf saved us!
I saved you, right? Of course I did! Oh, my shoulder. My arm. Oh, wait. Oh, I saved you indeed. Ow. Ow, wait, slowly. Ow.